Today I'm going to be listing all the things you're not allowed to do in South Africa with a drone. So I've actually been quite ignorant to all of this because I've been traveling around the world, working on boats, going in and out of countries, and so far every place has been pretty relaxed and I haven't gotten into any issues. But it seems like there's quite a lot of local politics going on because I know there are a lot of people in Cape Town, for instance, that fly their drones all around Table Mountain, all sorts of stuff, and don't have a commercial license and don't get in trouble. Yet here in my little town of Hermanus, there's some people with a monopoly here, and you can get in some serious trouble if you fly your drone without an ROC license. Now, to get a license like this costs about 20 to 30 grand South African rand. That's a lot of money. And for a single individual starting a little media company, doing little videos for people with a tiny little drone, not a massive rig, that's really expensive and really difficult to attain. And then once you have the license, then you're subject to auditing, getting your papers checked. So I can see why a lot of people don't even go that route and just kind of fly low key, and in some places you can get away with it and in other places you can't. It seems to me like South Africa is probably one of the strictest countries in regards to flying drones, and I find that insane because it's such a relaxed country in other ways, but when it comes to this, it's probably a nice thing to police, a nice thing to make money off of. So I'm going to list the things that you're not allowed to do as a private drone pilot. If you want to get away with not doing that, you need to pay up and get the full commercial license. So let me just say as well that I've been working as a safety officer for many years on board yachts, so fire training. I mean, I've abandoned ship. I know that things can go wrong. I did the drills with the crew. I know all about, things that can go wrong. That was literally my job. Going around, making sure the guys are rigged up properly when they're going over the side and climbing and cleaning the boat and diving operations. I've done all that. I sign that stuff off. So I understand there are risks involved. I understand that flying your drone near an airspace is dangerous. I totally agree with that. I understand that you shouldn't fly your drone into your neighbor's yard and film them, tanning topless. Totally fine. But I feel like some of these things are just going way too far and really not giving the little guys a chance to get some footage and to fly their drones. It's like only the big boys with the big money and the big media companies can afford to do this. And the little guy with the little drone is like, hands are tied and you can get in so much trouble. And I find that really, really sad. I mean, what is this? Like the drone Gestapo. I have respect for safety and I think there should be some rules and some regulation. I just think this is a bit too much, but let's get into it now. So you don't have to have a license and you don't need to register your drone, but you do have to apply to these rules. First of all, if you're just a private pilot, you're actually not allowed to fly higher than 45 meters. You can go to the CIA website and get that from there. This is like the official regulation. So 45 meter max. But if you're in an open space, like on a big beach somewhere, you're actually not allowed to fly higher than the highest object that's around you for, I'm not sure how big the radius is. Like, are you the highest object? You can't really do anything then. So you can't be closer than 50 meters to people unless they're a part of your entourage and everybody's been briefed on it. So again, fair enough, you can't be flying up to like crowds of people that don't want to be filmed. 50 meters from a public road, no filming. So any public road, no filming. 50 meters from any building, no filming. 10 kilometers from an airfield. Okay, I can also kind of understand that because an airfield has a fly zone. Planes get in trouble if they need to land. When they take off, there's like a conical airspace. And if your drone goes really, really high, then I understand it may interfere with that. But again, any airspace, any airstrip, any airfield, you need to check where you're allowed to fly, which areas are no fly zones. And for me, that's a legitimate one. No private property. So you're not allowed to fly over private property. But now I don't really know if that includes like if you fly and you can see private property in your shot. So the main thing is you're not allowed to sell your content. So anything you film without a license, you can't sell it, you can't make money out of it. So no adverts, you can't use it at weddings. And if anybody reports you, I think it's like ridiculous fines and probably even jail time if the wrong people get hold of you. So it's quite a serious offense. No schools, no sporting events, no concert. You're not allowed to fly near courts, near prisons, near power stations, near anything that's a a key point, whatever that means. Not near any crime scenes. I mean, this whole country is a crime scene. There you go. Maybe that's the only law you need to know. And then pretty much not in any nature reserve. So if it's not private property and it's not public road, then it's a nature reserve. So in fact, the only place you can maybe film is out at sea. I mean, there's nothing to film. Maybe that's why I got away with it for so many years, because I was always on a boat. So I don't know. That's just my opinion, guys. Let me know what you think. That's just how I see it. You know, there's a guy around, big media company. He's got a drone. It's huge. And I think that should be licensed because it's a heavy bit of equipment. I mean, if that comes down, it'll decapitate you. But like a tiny little drone, you go out for a cycle in the mountains. There's no one around. You fly your drone. And then that can get you a hefty fine. I just think it's insane. And I think it's very sad. So I'm at the point where I'm kind of like, well, what's the point? I may as well just get rid of my drone. I'll be able to fly my drone privately and post it on social media and maybe on my YouTube. I'm glad I've informed myself now, because there's also a lot of people out there, keyboard warriors, that'll just see a drone flying and straight away be like, you can't do that. And that's not true. Like, you are allowed to fly your private drone in certain capacity, but it needs to be controlled and you need to be careful about it. I'd love to hear from all you Cape Town guys how you do it, flying around Table Mountain and Lion's Head and Clifton and stuff. Do you guys all have licenses? Are you working for bigger companies? How does that work? Or have you just kind of gotten away with it for now? Interesting to see your perspectives. But anyway, that's just my opinion, and I'll check you guys later.